just me. Tales of a free ass spirit, I'm just me. I'm just me.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to episode 7 of 𝙲'𝙴𝚃, Tales of a Free Spirit. Alright, so y'all, today is, I don't know, I think I'm just like been telling myself all day and just really trying to manifest the real emotion of me being super like nonchalant, and I think it worked. Hopefully it's been a good little weekend. I feel like it was kind of quiet, for real. We Jazzy came over, we went live, that was fun. We went live 2 nights actually. I don't know, was it in a row? I don't think it was in a row, but we all went live 2 nights. We was performing, and yeah, we were just having a time, having a ball. So that was fun. And then, I went and saw my TT. I just saw her on Saturday. I don't know. It was Saturday when I went to see her, and that was fun. I was put to work, so got me a little workout in, helping move some things. I fell in love with one of the movers. He was really handsome and really cute, had a salt and pepper beard. I think he was African, and yeah, I was like really in love, but I don't know. He kind of started to annoy me in the end because, okay, so they stole like a cone. Well, they didn't mean to take it, but they accidentally packed the cone onto their truck. So when we get to my TT house, I'm like telling them, I'm being nice because I'm in love, you know. So I'm being nice, telling them, y'all can just keep the cone, like, cause y'all, you know, that'll be kind of lit for y'all. Like, keep it, like, we don't need it. It's gonna stay in my TT's garage. Dude, like, no, you take it, cause they're going to call you, and I don't want no problems. I don't want no issues. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna like fire you or get you in trouble for a damn cone. Like, I could see if it was a dolly or something, but it's a damn cone. Like, and technically you stole it. But he was just like, no, or whatever. So that kind of, I fell out of love real fast after that. Like, don't get on my nerves. Don't piss me off. But yeah, so that was Saturday. I saw my cousin Mercedes, so that was lit. And her 2 beautiful kids. My nephew Zion was there. Yeah, it was a nice little weekend. My mom is coming in town, y'all. Janet, my mother. She's probably watching this. Hey, Mom, love you. But yeah, she'll be here. Her birthday's on the 27th of May. Gemini. Shout out to my Geminis. And so yeah, she's gonna be here for Memorial Weekend, and it's gonna be, I don't know. No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see her. My brother, who lives in Rochester, he's coming down with his family. And yeah, like, I'm really excited just to see like all my cousins, all my nephews, just, you know, my sister, my brother, my mom, even though she lives in Texas with me, but still, like, it's still fun. It's going to be fun to see her with her sister and her aunt. So it's just exciting. I feel like my family, like, we're really, like small, but we're not like super close. Probably as close as like we should be, because we're just like, we live in like 4 different states, and, you know, we just be doing our own thing. So this is gonna be the first time that like my mom has been around like her aunt, her sister, like, together in one room since, I think, before deaths started to happen. So this is gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited for that. But yeah. So what else? Oh, Nene and her husband came over. So Nee said, she said I could say her name. So, okay, so we was drinking and stuff, right? And like, so y'all remember my story that I told y'all about last week about me not being able to lick on the kitty cats? So I'm really like, I feel like my friends feel like I'm not gonna ever do it, and I just really want to prove them wrong. And apparently Nene said I was trying to recruit was trying to recruit her. I don't know. I do remember, like, I feel like I do remember talking about it, but I don't know. But I am serious. Like, I feel like I can do it. So, if there's any cute girls, no, I'm just kidding, guys. Kind of, sort of. I don't know. Hit me up in my inbox and we'll talk about it. But yeah, so that was funny. And yeah, that was it. So that's pretty much my weekend. I guess we'll go ahead and get to the cute questions, Shay. Oh, what does love mean to me? How much time do we got? No. Um, Shay looks so cute. She got her little onesie on in a blanket. She's like a little baby. Do it, do it, sorry. Love. I don't really know. I feel like love is easier for me to like show you I love you than to like say it in words. But I guess love just means it's just a whole bunch of like selfless acts, like I'll take a bullet for you type of thing. I don't know. Depends on it. But I don't know. I just think love is just it's everything. Love is happiness, sadness. Love is responsibility. Love is sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. Love is compromise. Love is everything. And I feel like it's everything and you're not minding to like do it. Like you don't mind the sacrifice. You don't mind the sadness. Of course we all love the happiness, but like the emotional part of it, the mental illness part of it. Like I just think love is something that's like unconditional in every aspect. Um, Love is, yeah, that's pretty much it to me. I think love is just everything with no limits and no conditions. Like, I feel like if I know I can say, do, be my 100% self, whether we agree or disagree or whatever, and I'm not judged by it, or even if you judge me, because I got people that in my life that do judge me, but still love me. Like, you still love me. Like, you still love me no matter what I say or do, or no matter what we say or go through. Like, you never lose that, like, love for me. You never lose that, just that sense of, like, just that sense of love. Love is me, loving everybody. Yeah. But I'm ready to go to the next one because, y'all, we have a lot to talk about. So we're getting ready to go ahead and key with a cocktail. So tonight, because we literally been drinking, we drink a lot. We drink a lot. But yeah, we've been drinking a lot. So we're gonna we're drinking water today. This is our cocktail. Mocktail, agua, H2O tail, whatever you want to call it, but it's water mixed with a little bit of tequila because, whatever. Don't judge me. But Shay, you want a bottle of water? So yeah, but I do have tequila, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys because I said I was gonna be honest. I drank the rest of the whiskey like 2 minutes before. Actually, it's Shay recorded it. But yeah, I drank that because it's like I get nervous right before, just a little bit though, but it's okay. But yeah, so yes, I'm drinking water, but I'm also drinking alcohol. So, period. But I cannot wait to get into some things. Now, usually I'll have them written down in my handy dandy notebook that my 𝚲'𝚃 gave me. But it was just so much, y'all, that I just had to, I ripped it out of the notebook. So, um, but the first thing I want to get into, y'all, is the Diddy trial because it's been a week since I've seen you guys, and it's gonna be another week plus like a couple of days. So I really tried to um, kind of get everything that has been shown up into like today. Now, today for me, I know it's you guys are seeing this on Thursday, but for me, it's Monday. So, okay, boom. So, first things first, I can't remember. I probably should have looked at my last episode to see where we left off at with the Diddy trial. But Cassie definitely, she was on stand. Now, she was the prosecution was uh, questioning her. And so basically, I'm gonna try to do this like all in a nutshell because I want to get to a couple of other things. So, oh, but before we even get to Cassie, see, I'm already out of whack. The first two, so the very first witness that they had on stand was he's actually a cop now, but back when everything happened, he wasn't a cop. He worked at the hotel where the video came out of Diddy beating the fuck out of Cassie. So he was the security guy that answered, like, he's the one that came up there. He's the one that saw the video. I mean, he's the one that, yes, basically was there, saw her bruised up, took, I guess, the statement. Like, he was there. He's the one that dealt with everything. I did not know. Did y'all know that that Puffy bribed this man for $100,000? And the cop was like, no. Was he? Did he really say no? But I don't know. But yeah, he said no, and he I guess he left for the weekend. So before he left, he took his phone out and recorded the video of the recording of the that the hotel recorded. And when he came back, the video was like erased. Like Puffy or his team found somebody else to erase the video. So good thing that he actually recorded it, and that's what came out. That's what leaked or whatever was that video that security guard recorded. So I didn't know that. But yeah, he was on the stand. So that's basically what he was testifying to. And then the second witness was a sex worker. I cannot remember if it was Jules or not. I was supposed to go back and see which sex worker it was, but I feel like it might have been just from what the notes that I have on this sex worker. But yeah, so this sex worker, he was somebody that did the freak offs with Puffy and Puffy and Cassie frequently, and he was a sex worker that actually heard her get her ass beat by Diddy, and he was also someone that Cassie felt safe with, and that Cassie trusted, and that Cassie actually preferred to do freak offs with and have sex with. You know, out of all the sex workers and out of everybody, like Cassie felt like a connection with him. She felt safe with him, is what she would say on the stand. So I think that that's Jules, because I do remember watching her testimony, listening to what people were saying about her testimony. They were saying that she felt super super close to Jules, that they actually, it kind of came off as if they're still friends and they still talk to this day. So but when I was writing down the sex worker stuff, I didn't write his name. So but it doesn't matter, I don't care for real. But yeah, so he is the one that testified about Cassie being getting choked on with the pee. So where things kind of like go crazy is that, and so in Cassie's testimony, I'm gonna jump ahead to Cassie's testimony because I feel like I ain't no lawyer or nothing, but I kind of think that they messed up a little bit. Like I feel like the prosecution should have had Cassie own up to some things and kind of like be held accountable for some things. So when it came to the defense, cross examining her, that it wouldn't have been such a shock. Because I just keep going back to like, okay, the jury, they're older. It's only four girls and 8 dudes. So I just feel like, I don't know. I just keep going back to like dudes think a little differently from women, and it's more guys than women on the stand. So I don't know. But Cassie, so the prosecution did a really good job of making her a victim. They had her explaining about, you know, her situation with Diddy, how she got with him. So she was with Ryan Leslie, who was 10 years older than her, and then she started sneaking around on Diddy. I mean, sneaking around on Ryan Leslie with Puffy. And then eventually she ended up leaving Ryan Leslie for Puffy, and she was the side chick in that situation as well. Um, and but yeah, so basically they were talking about how she was introduced with oral sex through Puffy, how basically he also introduced her to drugs, how she was on drugs a lot. They had freak offs hundreds of times. It's impossible for her to give the prosecution a number. She was with the man for 10 years, so just 10 years worth of freak offs. And they did freak offs at least once or twice a week, lasting up to 4 days. So it can be something as short as 24 hours, as long as 4 days. So, and she was high and drugged up every single time. So I just want to kind of point that out too. Like, the bitch was on drugs. And they made a point to. That's one thing they did admit, that she was on drugs. She was a heavy drug addict. To this day, she's taking medication to help her with her opioid addiction. Y'all know I know a little bit about opioids. So yeah, she's on a medication that starts with a B. I don't know the name of it, but it starts with a B, and it's a narcotic mixed with Narcan. So it's mixed with narcotics and it's mixed with Narcan. So it's basically, the medicine is to help basically rewire your brain into not having the cravings and not wanting the opioids. And it's like restoring the part of your brain that has you addicted to opioids. So I guess just depending on how long you were on it or whatever, then yeah. But it's crazy if she's still on the medication. But I guess if you was on drugs for 10 years, you know. But whatever. But yeah, so she's on medication. She was on drugs like Molly, MDMA, cocaine, ecstasy, ketamine, shrooms, GHB, weed, all types of things. Her favorite thing was downers. So she loved the good Valium. She loved the good Perky. She loved the good Hydro. I understand. So yeah, so that was her thing to. So because when they were doing the freak off, she was into the uppers, the Molly, the coke, the ecstasy, the shrooms. All that are kind of like uppers. So that's what would keep her up for the days, and that's what would keep her like out of it. But then the downers is what kind of, I think, in my mind, um, I think ketamine is a downer too, because they sell that at the drugs at the dispensaries in Texas, and yeah. So I think ketamine's a downer. But like the Valiums and all that, like I think that was just to kind of numb her and to um, just get her mind into like the fuck it, and then the Molly and the coke and all that was to get her to stay up. So that's what I think. But yeah, so the prosecution was basically talking about the drugs that she was feeding her. She was very much, the lawyers were very much wanting her to elaborate on how much she did not want to do the freak offs, how much she didn't like the freak offs, how he forced her to do freak offs on her period, how the sex worker and all that, how they was peeing on her, and she was so out of it, so high, so fucked up that she choked on the urine, and that was something that Diddy, ordered to happen. So they pretty much built her up to be like the biggest fucking victim, and I feel like, even though I don't know, like I think it's okay, but at the same time I just feel like y'all should have, I don't know, because Cassie she was, kind of contradicting herself. And it's showing like in all the reports and stuff that I'm listening to on YouTube, and like what's her name, Megan Kelly. I love that bitch, Megan Kelly, Nancy Grace, Armand Wiggins, my guy, and the girl from 106 in Park, or why do I always want to call it 106 in Park? But the girl from Breakfast Club. Like, I feel like those are all that I watch. And they all pretty much, when the defense got to cross-examining her, they kind of was able to point out all her lies. So I just feel like to avoid that, I feel like they should have just had her own up to like dude, I was with this man for 10 years. And that's another thing that kind of annoyed me too. Like, y'all, she was with this nigga for 10 years. Diddy is very controlling. Like, of course she's gonna say and do things and to that she feels like he wants her to say and do. Like, she was in love with him. He was also had her career in the palm of his hand. So, you know, she wasn't with him just for shits and giggles. She also wanted something out of it. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to have a music career. So I feel like she fell in love, I guess. You know, a nigga that's powerful that, you know, I don't know. She fell in love. But I feel like, yeah, we'll get to the defense. But yeah, so the prosecution just built her up to be this big old like victim, and she definitely was talking about how she wasn't into the freak off. She didn't like him. He forced her. And the whole thing with the video. So in 2016, so I wrote this down somewhere, but I want to like make sure that we technically they have the fucking proof to lock him up about her being sex trafficked and all of that, because it's on video. Like, she literally but the defense is trying to say that that's not why he beat her ass. But nigga, you come running down the hallway butt booty ass naked with a towel on. Y'all was doing something. So I don't know, but to me they already got the evidence to lock him up. But I don't know, but they're trying to say, so the video shows how he beat her ass and he was in the towel, whatever. So to me, and Megan Kelly, because she's the one that kind of pointed it out, and I believe her. But she was like, so that kind of shows count two in the stuff, like the sex trafficking. So she was trying to escape the freak off, and he came there, beat her ass, and dragged her back in. That shows that it was coercion, or it was sex trafficking. Like, she didn't want to be there, kidnap or whatever. She didn't want to be there, and it's count two. Whatever the thing is count two. So that's basically what proved that, and that does make sense. But the defense is trying to say it wasn't because of a freak off. It was because of a phone thing. So I don't know. I just feel like if the jury is smart, or hopefully they look at it from Cassie's point of view, like, that's crazy, because she was fully dressed too. But I don't know. I think it was a freak off going on. But who knows? We never know. But I just hope that they will believe that, because that's crazy to drag her ass back into the damn room. And that happened in 2016. She didn't leave until 2018. Okay, so let's get to the defense, because I got some shit about the defense. So yeah, so that's pretty much what the testimony was for the prosecution. They built her up to be a big old victim. She wasn't okay with none of the sex trafficking. Wasn't okay with none of the freak off. Wasn't okay with none of that. None of the he raped her. When she had dinner with him and broke up with him, she went back to the house. He came in, forced himself on her, and graped her. And that's when she said his thing was like a little tootsie pop. And she at first didn't even know if he was in. Now I feel like her saying that, I don't know. Like, I feel like the size of his thing isn't like a point. It doesn't matter. But I feel like she said that to kind of throw a little dig at Diddy. Cause yeah. Yeah. So I feel like, even though it's not like a big deal, like Nancy Grace was talking about it and it was funny. But yeah, so now the prosecution is done. So now it's now it's cross examination for the defense. Now the whole point of the defense is their thing is they're wanting to basically discredit Cassie. So of course they're going to try to break down and find lies and contradictions in her testimony, and I feel like they kind of made it easy for them in a sense, cause yeah. But yeah, so they just wanted to prove that she's a liar. Their whole thing is they want to say that she was in love. She had an addiction problem. She was on drugs. Her memory is foggy because she was so drugged out, and she was in love, and she was jealous. She was also very, very jealous of Kim Porter, Diddy's baby mom. And so that's where the defense is trying to lead with. And at first I thought it was stupid. Like, I thought that was a stupid ass But once they showed all the text messages and once you heard Cassie's replies, oh, okay, I get it. But still, I feel like it's not it, I don't know. I just think that they should. Let me be your lawyer, Cassie, girl. Let me be your lawyer. But so the prosecution, they was bringing up her love life, all the guys she was with, because they're, like I said, their whole thing is they want to make her seem like a slut, a whore, somebody that was just scorned, a woman that was scorned, because she was never number one. She was always number two or number three, because there was some girl named Gina that Puffy was with, and she was intimidated by Gina because she was like, Gina was above Cassie. And she had to deal with Kim was always number one. Kim was around for the family functions and the Christmases and the Memorial Days and the holidays, and Cassie wasn't. And so she was very jealous about that, and she admitted to that. But yeah, they want Cassie to come off as this angry, aggressive, jealous, drugged out slut. That's the defense's testimony. So basically, they talked about how all her niggas is overlapped, which is crazy because they really are. So Cassie, of course, I said before, she was dating Ryan Leslie, right? She was young dating Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie was 10 years older than her. He was also her producer. And Ryan Leslie introduced her to Puffy, and then, you know, they had proof of Puffy and Cassie lying to Ryan Leslie to fly Cassie out to freak on and be with Puffy while she was still in a relationship with Ryan. So they was bringing that up, like, so you was basically sneaking around with Puffy while you was fucking with Ryan. Okay, yeah, the girl was young. She wanted to be famous, of course. And then so they was just trying to say, like, basically you easy. So eventually she broke it off with Ryan and then started dating Diddy full time. And she ended up, I guess, at 21 is when, once she turned 21, they started dating. And that's when, I guess, he introduced her to oral sex. I guess there was a point where he went in like, he took her into the bathroom and he ate her out, and he wanted her to suck his wee wee, his tootsie pop, and she didn't want to do it. And he got mad and basically like made her feel bad and horrible about not licking on his tootsie pop. So that was a thing. But yeah, so that's, he introduced her to that. And then about a couple months after they made it official and dating, that's when the freak off started. So the freak off started pretty early on. And y'all, okay. So this is what will go on in the freak offs, y'all. So basically, let me take a shot. So basically, in the freak offs, what they would do is that they would hire, and that was, Cassie also made a point in her testimony to say that was her job. Because like I said, they're trying to get them for racketeering and shit, and trafficking and all that. So they have to make it seem like it was like a job that she didn't want to do, like, because of the RICO. So her job was to hire male escorts, and there's a thing called Cowboys for Angels. That's what she used, and I think that's where she met Jules. But don't let me lie, because I didn't write that in my notes. But Cowboys for Angels was a place where she used to hire male escorts. Backpage, crazy. If you're my age or older, you know what Backpage is. If you don't know, then go fucking Google it. But basically, it was like, yeah, it was Backpage. And also Craigslist was another. Imagine being like somebody that just has a little ad of like, yeah, come love on me, I charge $40. And then you go into the place and it's fucking Cassie and Puffy. Like, crazy. Crazy. But yeah, so the sex worker, he would get there, and then like his ad will say like $400, $400, right? So when he would get there, I'm telling you from one specific sex worker that testified about what happened. So he got there. Cassie answers the door, and he was like starstruck because it was Cassie. And he came in, and then they were talking, and then she was like, "Look, listen, I'm gonna give you $4,000, and this is what I want to do." Like, my man, she never said who he was. He said he couldn't even tell who he was at that time, and I'll explain to you why. But so she would explain to him like, yeah, so my man is into voyeurism, which is, I think I might be into voyeurism. I don't mind, like, watch, like, okay, not enough about me. But yeah, she would say that her husband's into voyeurism, and it was her birthday, and he wanted to do this for her. So basically, what he would have to do is they would get the baby oil, because he loved the good, and heat the baby oil up. They will warm the baby oil up. That gotta feel good as hell. But warm up the baby oil, they rub it all over each other, and they have to be oily. Like, was very, 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 very much a requirement for Puffy, because not only was he a watcher, but he was also like the director, producer, the executive producer. Like, he would tell them what to do, while the freak off was going on. Like, he knew what he wanted. He knew how Cassie had to look. She had to be in tip top shape. She had to be waxed. Her nails had to be a certain color. Her toes had to be a certain color. Her hair had to be done. Like, he was very particular in how he wanted Cassie to look during the freak offs. Like, he ain't play. Okay. So she was like, you're gonna oil me up. I'll oil you up, and if you want, we can have sex. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too. But whatever. But my man's gonna sit in the corner with a scarf on and a hat on, and he's gonna beat his meat while they do the nasty, right? Okay, boom. So he's all for it because it's Cassie, and they made a point to say how beautiful he thought she was. Like, she was really, really pretty. So of course he's gonna fuck her. Like, what the fuck? So they did the do. So let me tell y'all what the freak goes on. So after they would have sex, right? So Diddy's watching. So part of getting the 4,000, 9,000, 8,000, however much Diddy's charging these sex workers, part of the deal is you have to like comply. You have to do everything that's requested of them. And if they didn't do everything that was requested, you not getting the full amount of money that was, that he was going to give you at first. So like, if you don't ejaculate, that's a big part. Puffy is was very, 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 very adamant about the dudes needing to ejaculate in her or on her. Like, it has to be there. It has to be there. And if you did not come, Puffy would flip out. Like, he would go crazy if he didn't see that nut, okay? So the reason why it was very, 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 very adamant for them to nut, because so the freak offs happens in sessions, right? And so session one is Diddy watching Cassie get freaked on and get nutted on, right? So that's session one. So after Cassie and the dude are done, the guy has to sit there, and Cassie and Diddy will go into the room, and they would do their own thing. And that, a part of me, like, when I was watching, and watching and hearing, I feel like that's really what Cassie wanted. Like, that was her thing. Like, she would do the freak offs, and of course she would text him, "I want to do the freak offs," because they had some nasty, nasty text messages. But I feel like she only did that. She did it because she knew that's what he wanted, and that was her man, and she wanted that to be her number one man, and she wanted him to have her be his number one girl. So she's going to do shit and say shit, whatever the fuck he wants to hear. But I think she ultimately did all that because she liked the one-on-one. Like, in the messages, there was messages in there stating how much she wanted to just do the one-on-one with him. So yeah. But anyway, so they would go into the room, they'll do the thing. So Puffy's thing was, with the nut, is he would make her use the nut so he can come. But yeah, Like, so he would use the NUT to like beat his meat, or just he needed it on him too. So that's what that that note was for. So yeah, so that was his thing. Um, so that was like session two. So yeah, so that's why he'd be mad if he didn't get it, and he like, I don't want to fuck you, bitch. I need the niggas. That's crazy. But yeah, so that was pretty much what was going on in the sex offs in the beginning. They didn't really get too much into like everything as much as I would want to hear. They didn't really talk too much about it because they didn't show us, not us, because I wasn't there, but they didn't show the people that was there everything. Like a lot of stuff was silent. Like they didn't, or private. Like they didn't show all the explicit videos, the sex videos. Only the jurors and the lawyers and the judge got to see those, which I think is respectable. Like, it's Cass, it's her. I get it, but I wanted to see, baby. But yeah, so that's what happens in the room. So the defense was basically their whole thing was Cassie. So she went from dating Ryan, overlapping, cheating on Ryan with Diddy, and then so she's with Diddy, going through all this, initiating freak offs. There's text messages, a lot, lots and lots and lots, y'all, of text messages of her initiating freak offs, her wanting to mess with girls, bring girls in, her. So this is where a lie came into play. So in her prosecution testimony, she was saying to them that he forced her to have sex with him, with or have freak offs on her period, which may be true, and that she didn't want to do that. But the defense read text messages of her saying she wants to basically is cool with her fucking on her period. So you see where the contradiction comes into play. Like, yeah, so it's little shit like that that they were like really trying to grill her about and make her come off as like a liar and discredit her whole shit. Because that wasn't the only thing she kind of like lied about. So it also came out that Diddy wasn't the one that initiated getting pissed on. It came out in text messages that Cassie was the one that initiated to get pee on. So, yeah, it kind of looks a little bad. But I feel like this is also the course of 10 years. And grape is grape, and coercion is coercion. Maybe in 2009, 10, 11, 12, maybe she was with the shits. But in 2016, when he snatched her ass back into that room before she ran away, maybe she wasn't with it. So that's where my whole thing is. It's like, damn, like maybe she was with it. She was with the man, like she loved him. So yeah, she probably was cool, but maybe there was a day where she wasn't. So grape is still grape, and no still means no, Junior. And yeah, so yeah, that was kind of like upsetting me because it was like, damn, she probably did lie, but at the same time, 10 years is a long time. Y'all reading messages from 2009, 10, 11, and 12, But I digress. So yeah, so that's what they were talking about. So then they talked about Kid Cudi. So while she was with Puffy, Puffy ended up going through her phone and found out that she was messing with Kid Cudi and they was doing a lot of drugs together. And then that's where the whole arson thing came about with him actually blowing up Kid Cudi's car. So they brought that up, but they really just brought it up to talk about how she cheated on Puffy and how she basically is a slut. So, and not only that, but they said she also cheated on Puffy with a football player, an NFL player, and yeah, he took her phone. Diddy thought she had did some freaky shit with Chris Brown, some freaky dance shit with Chris Brown, but that was debunked. It wasn't true. Cassie testified saying she don't remember nothing like that. The defense also tried to prove that she was violent. They so okay. So there's a video. So she had a brother, like her real blood brother. She went to like her brother had like a birthday party at a bar. So she went to this bar and she gets into a fight with this girl. And so she texts Diddy saying, I wrote it down. She texts Diddy saying, I had to beat this bitch. It's like Cassie, when I was like writing down the quotes that she was saying about fighting other girls, it just very much gave girl. It gave no, stop it. But whatever. To each your own. But yeah, so she got into a fight at a bar with a girl, and they showed the text message of her telling Diddy that I almost had to kill a bitch. That's what it was. And they were talking about that. And then also there was a situation. So I don't know who this dude's name is. Sujit or Sujint. I don't know. But whoever he wasn't her blood brother, but he was like her friend. So whatever happened at the bar, that was with at her real brother's birthday party. The girl that she beat up, and then so there was another situation that the defense brought up, and um
But how old was she when all that was?
so
That's not like
2000.
a kid.
So I don't know how old she was with the bar fight with her real brother with the girl, but this one was March 10th, Kita's birthday, 2013. She was a baby. She was
Right.
young.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So, and also like, dude, she also had aspirations, dreams, goals, ambitions. Like, what the hell would I don't know. Like, but this is the defense, so we get it. Like,
Right.
you have to, but I just don't want the public. Like, I don't like when the public people are talking like it's just like, no, like the defense is doing their job, but they're not. It's not. I feel like the prosecution already won. Like they already, but people just are stupid. I mean, not to say people are stupid, but people are fucking stupid. But anyway, so in 2013, so that's however old she was then, but she was in her mid 20s. She was a baby. So Sujin, he informed. Now, mind you, now this is crazy. So mind you, this was a best friend, like a homie, a best friend. That's all I have written around here is homie, best friend. And she found out through him that there's a video going around of her, a sex video of her. And she was like nervous because she's like, this can ruin her career. This isn't, she was nervous. So she had told Sujin, like, we finna figure out who the hell has this video. We gonna beat his ass. So Sujin was like, I got it. So she like, what? And that's crazy. How you my friend, my homie, my best friend, you got a freaking sex video of me and you ain't letting me see it. Yeah, because she asked him and he was like, no. So she was like, basically, and that's another thing. How is this? Who recorded this conversation? Like, was he a real friend at this point? Because that's weird. Why is who recorded this audio bullshit? Because it's audio of this. You just can't trust no motherfucking body. But yeah, so there's audio of this conversation, and that's what the defense used to try to paint Cassie as a fucking like villain. So she was asking Sujin like, yeah, we gotta figure out who the fuck da 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 da, and then he like, oh, I got it. So she was like, wait, let me see the video. So he was like, nah. And then she got mad. She was like, what the fuck do you mean no? Like, let me see it. If you don't, I'll kill you. Like, I will fucking hide your body and it won't be. She went off. Like, it won't be me to do it. I'll have some motherfuckers do it, but I'll kill you. Like, what did you want? So they showed they played the audio, and yeah, she was threatening him and they were trying to make her seem like she's this violent person, but I just kind of think like, if the jury's smart, what the fuck would y'all do? My best friend, my homie, has the video that supposedly is going around the industry or whatever of me doing some intimate stuff with my man, and you're not trying to show me the video so I can figure out where it came from or whatever. So I feel like it was a lot of different emotions, and I think whatever she said, she had the right to say it. She was pissed. Like, you literally are supposed to be my best friend. So I think in my mind, if I was on the jury, I would feel like y'all failed showing that because he was in the wrong. Why can't you show me the video? You know? So that's pretty much the jury's defense in that case. Um, oh, there was a lady that worked with Homeland Security, and she So I guess when Diddy was arrested, they had pictures. They had evidence, um, like evidence, and they took pictures of the bed and all that stuff. And it was blood and urine and all type. It was nasty, honey. He was doing freak us up until the day he got arrested. Okay, but yeah, so they talked about that. That's pretty much it in a nutshell about Diddy and Cassie. Did y'all know she went to rehab about 4 or 5 times? And they have the rehabilitation she was at was to help for sex addiction, uh, her memory being foggy, and being a love addict. Being a love addict. It's a thing. I need to go to rehab. I'm a love addict, y'all. I am. I be loving hard. So that was it for that. We're gonna go ahead and get into Baddies Africa. So Anna beat the fuck out of Natalie. She definitely taken some training from 𝙲'𝚃, because yeah, like why is she beating Natalie up? That's crazy. She also beat the fuck out of Stunna Girl. I do not like Stunna Girl. I don't understand why she's back, especially since she like told all of Zeus's business. Like, why y'all letting this girl around? But yeah, Stunna can't fight. She literally was just charging at her and pulling her hair. Never saw Stunna swing not one time. So that was crazy. Like, you talk too much shit not to know how to fight. And then she gets on live after the fucking episode aired to try to like explain why she got beat up and how she was never bleeding when we literally saw you bleeding. Like, I don't understand. And just like a Taurus, she wants to go and try to hit below the belt and tell somebody's business. Like, every damn Taurus in my life that I done hung out with, been friends with, like, they like love to tell somebody's fucking business. For real. I would name all the names, but I ain't gonna do that. I'll just call y'all all Samantha, because I love you. But yeah, a Taurus, they love to tell your business, boy. And it's like, it be the ones that be like you was real friends with. And it's like, damn, why you gotta go there? Now I'd be a bitch if I told your business. You know, I'd be wrong if I told, yeah. I mean, I may do it on this podcast, but I'm still a real ass bitch. I'm not even gonna say your name. But yeah, so she definitely did that. I don't even know if Sun is a Taurus or not, but it just gives Taurus. But yeah, now she weird as fuck. I'm funny as hell. So moving along, when they are on their way to, they are finally in Africa. So the old trio, so Dolly, Summer, and Lex, they're the trio. So they're on the bus and they're introducing some new girls. I didn't get none of their names, but there's one girl that I do like. She was kind of funny. She had on I like the light skinned girl with the blue snake skin in the confessionals. She was really funny. She sounds like she's from Atlanta or something. Like, she sounds like Bazao, Bazao. Like, I like her. But I like what she was saying, like how Summer was basically like trying to be funny with the girls, and I feel like the other girls was being like nice and being genuine, and then they were just Summer just was kind of being a bitch, saying I'm not finna pronounce your name for real. I don't give a fuck about your name, and just picking a fight. And the light skinned girl was like, bitch, we ain't no fucking trio, but now we are. Since y'all wanna do it, like, I love that, because that's some shit I would do, bitch. Like, I stand by myself, I stand alone, but since you wanna be so now what, bitch? Now, like, that's some shit I do. So I like the light skinned bitch, even though she got beat up later on, but I like her. Like, I like the new girls. Like, I feel like they were genuine. And then Summer and Dolly and Lex was really sucking all their dicks. So it was just like, how y'all go from being like, y'all are pretty and to now y'all all fighting. And then so they was all fighting on the bus, and Summer took the light skin. One of the girls is vapes and was just hitting it like, bitch, you're a fucking bum. Why would you take somebody else's vape and just be hitting that shit? Like, you are disgusting. Like, you really do broke bum people shit. Like, that's crazy. And your friends, like, no. Like, no. I'd have been like, sis, we not doing that over here, okay? Like, don't. DTB and Killa. So the light skinned girl, one of the light skinned girls that was in the new trio, her name is Killa, and she has beef with DTB because she said that DTB stole her song. I just wrote song beef. So they got like a little some, but they didn't fight or nothing yet. So it was Pretty P, DTB, Scotty, and Ivory. They were all on a bus together with the new girl Tavi Baby and there's two African girls that were on there. One of them was really pretty too. I don't understand why she's there exactly, DJ. I don't understand why the bitch was there either. But Tavi Baby looks like she's in her mid 40s. She looks very old. Her tattoos look very much jailhouse, and she is from Brooklyn. So I love her because my fellow New Yorkin. But girl, you look horrible. Like you look like you're Dolly's mom or Dolly's grandmother because Dolly looks like somebody's mom. But her and DTB fought. I forgot. I don't know why, but they fought. DTB beat the fuck out of Tavi. Tavi couldn't let it go, so they fought again once they made it to the hotel room. Rolly's annoying, ugly, stupid ass rode in the Maybach with Natalie. So Rolly is the new Scotty, who's the new, who was also sucking whoever the fuck be with Natalie all the time. Now it's Rolly's place. So Rolly is loving it. I think that she is trying to play like a background. I think she's trying to be quiet, be seen and not heard because nobody fucking likes her. But I saw the bitch and I heard her. I hate her. So yeah, she was there looking stupid. I feel like she needs a stylist too. Natalie was saying how she's gonna get into the paint. Oh, Pretty P and Ivory beats the fuck out of Summer too. Summer gets her ass beat by the by the new trio when they all get to the hotel. So they were all fighting. What else? Pretty P and Summer fights a lot. Summer did some broke weird shit again. So on the first episode when they fought, before they even went to Africa, Summer stole Pretty P's money and Rolex out her purse. Broke bum shit. So Pretty P was confronting Summer about it, and Summer had the Rolex on, and then she threw it in a pond. So rightfully, Pretty P beat the fuck out of Summer. And Summer gets beat up a lot. I feel like Big Lex, if I was Big Lex friend, I feel like once the cameras went off, I think we would have to have a conversation. Because when they were on the bus fighting the new trio, I don't remember seeing much of Big Lex. Like I feel like she wasn't really fighting for real. And then when they was all at the hotel and they were fighting, I feel like Big Lex wasn't really doing shit for real. So I don't know. I just think like, girl. And then y'all was trying to jump bitches. Like it was just a lot going on. I also watched Baddies Gone Wild. The one with Ming Lee, Nicki Minaj's sister. My notes is crazy. I don't know who this Hottie girl was, but it opened up with her fighting some girl, and she was weird as fuck. Like she literally was lifting up this girl's pants leg to bite her, and then she was in a confession saying, "I wasn't doing that. That's weird, girl. We just saw you." So delusional. Coco and Daisy fight. White dress girl is weird. So Daisy's the girl in the white dress. This bitch has a scar from the top of her forehead to the start of her nose. I will never fight a bitch that has a like. That means you don't give a fuck, and don't fuck my face up. Whatever. And she has like a lot of chipped teeth. So I just feel like she looks like she looks like one of the Fort Worth / Dallas bitches that will slice up your face because you're really pretty. I don't want no parts of that. Daisy give all that, and she's like the house bully because she's not that pretty, and I feel like she doesn't really know how to do her makeup. Like she's not a pretty girl, okay? And I think that probably growing up she wasn't like the pretty girl, and she probably was, people probably told her she was ugly her whole life, And so her defense mechanism is to be a mean girl, to be a Debo, and that's ultimately what she's being in this house. So that's annoying. Janaylee's baby, she can't fight for real. She was, and she initiated the fight. So she tried. I guess these two bitches already fought, and then they're all in a group, and Natalie's like, "Is everybody good?" You know, trying to make sure, trying to get more people to fight. So Janelle's baby girl, she was like, I want to fight you again. Let's fight. And they fought. She got her ass beat. So, all right. And as she fought that girl, Jaden. She fought Jaden. So yeah. Shay, some girl named Shay and Ming Lee, they kissed. Nobody liked Shay because she got naked and she was just drunk and being a free spirit. Um, yeah, titties out, pussy out, ass out, all that. And they went to another pool and made out. One of the girls had a choker on that said the word fuck. I want that. I want it. I want it. It was really cute. Jaden was confusing everybody. The girl she was arguing with, so I guess Jaden, they had like some beef before the house, some internet shit. I don't know. No, I think I just made up a lie. But they was like beefing or whatever. And Jaden, the girl was asking Jaden if he wanted to fight. And Jaden was telling her no, but then she was talking about it like amongst the girls, amongst the group. So then the girl was like, bitch, make up your mind. Like, I'm asking if you want to fight. I ain't finna fight a bitch that telling me they don't want to fight because then they seem like a bully. I 100% agreed with that. I love that about whoever that bitch was. Like, I don't, like, yeah, just talk to her, check her, whatever. But I like that she said that. But right after she said that, some messy little bitch was like, I don't think that's a bully. I think you should do it. And then they ended up fighting. So I feel like, yeah, she did it because they was being messy and in her ear. But she didn't have to fight that girl. Like, she really didn't want to fight her. They ended up going out. Ming Lee was too wasted to go. So they all went out. The girl in the Brazil outfit, something's wrong with her stomach. That shit looks disgusting. And she looks like she's probably in her 40s. Um, the girl with the braces, the black girl, she looks like Summer. She looks like she can be Summer's older sister. Jaden and Daisy fought Debo Daisy. Debo Daisy and the girl Bahati, they fight over the bedroom. So the next day, Daisy wakes up hungover and upset. So she decides to go up to the master bedroom because all the bitches chose their rooms, right? So Daisy has like a room downstairs and she's mad because Bahati and this other girl is in the master bedroom. So Daisy walks her Debo ass up there and was like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I want to sleep in your bed. First of all, who the fuck? And second of all, who the fuck? So Daisy was like, oh, I can't sleep with you. I'm beating your ass. I'm taking a room. So that's what they was fighting over. So yeah, Debo ends up fighting a white girl for the bed. And there was like a pole sticking in her neck. And the whole time watching this fight, I'm like, can they please just pause and get the pole away from this girl's neck? Because like any wrong move, she could have snapped her neck on the pole or it could have penetrated her. But whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. They're gonna be fighting again next week. Ming Lee's gonna be fighting next week, so I guess I'll continue with that. But it was just a whole bunch of fighting and fucking. So Meg the Stallion, y'all. So apparently now, cause they're saying that Tory Lanez got beat up in prison or whatever, got stabbed. Was it stabbed? They said he got stabbed. So now all of a sudden the bodyguard came out or who came out? I don't know. But they're saying that Kelsey was the one that shot at Megan and it was never Tory. Why? Who like this is crazy, but I guess desperation, nigga. You in prison, you getting beat up, stabbed up on. I get it. You trying to find a way out, but it's like it's not even the fact that he's saying it's just that everybody's like going with it. Like y'all really truly believe that he didn't shoot this girl? I really think that. And don't they, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he apologize and admit that he did? And personally, I feel like if he didn't shoot that girl, he would have never saw the light of day. Like he would have never saw the prison walls at all. Like he wouldn't have went to jail. His dad, somebody would it wouldn't have happened if he didn't shoot that girl. It wouldn't have, and he definitely wouldn't have apologized and admitted to something like that. So it's crazy how many people are literally believing that that's true when y'all can't see that it's an act of desperation to get out of prison. So that's crazy. I feel bad for Megan. Like it's like because she literally lived it, so it's like it's almost getting bought back up again, and now she's gonna be getting hit with strays, all because he's making a desperate attempt to get out of jail. So it's just crazy. Like people are so fucking stupid. Uh, Speaking of people being fucking stupid, so this ginger fucking trend shit that's going on, crazy. So okay, if I'm not mistaken, the thing is that who said it? A black person. So a black person led with it, and we play all day, y'all. We understand we play all day, but what's crazy is that we forget that other people live in this world, other races, and they just, they're not us, so they don't get us. So that's just like, dude, all right. But I guess so. The thing is that ginger people are considered black people, so it's cute and it's funny. Some of the posts, I'm not gonna lie, like I did laugh at some of the posts. Some of them are making funny ass videos, like you know, it was just some of them were kind of funny. But what was like annoying me and was like, okay, they do understand this is a fucking joke, right? It's like when it gets to like them getting pulled over by police officers and just really like people really trying to be like, well, we really trying to make the argument that they really are considered black or have black in them. And it's like, dude, like it was a joke. Like now y'all doing too much, and I didn't like it. I ain't gonna lie, it pissed me off because I feel like it's always funny. It's always funny to be in blackface. It's always funny to be play black motherfuckers, girls and guys. Fucking Wakanda, that movie came out. Everybody wanted to be black. Like it's so lit, and it's just everybody just wants to be black until it's really time to be black or until it's really, really time for that shit. And it just frustrates me because, like, the people that are making these jokes, oh, I'm getting pulled over. Oh, it's because I'm a ginger. Oh, I can't say, I'm saying ginger. Like, I ain't like none of that. So it's just frustrating because it's like, it's cute. Like we make being black just like anything that black people do. We make it look good. We make it a trend. We just make it look easy, and it's not. But honestly, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how many times I was reborn. I never want to be another color. Like I love being black. I melt in it. I love being black, but shit ain't easy, man. It's not easy. And systematically we're set up to fucking fail. So it's like, but we make that shit look so good that white people, we give them a little bit of inch, make a little joke, and now they're just really running with it and just being like, just making it a thing. And it's just some people are taking it a little too far, and it's like you can never you can never be us. DDG, DDG, you disappointed me, baby. You disappointed me. First of all, this is what's wrong with dudes. Is that like all women gotta do is do one thing. One little thing, and it's like the men act like I can't believe it. Mind you, he done hit her, chipped her tooth, bruised her up. She ain't say shit. He done went online talking about I can't see my kid. She keep me from my kid. He still ain't do shit. I mean, she still ain't do shit. And now the one time she do something about it and decide to be like, no, I'm gonna take control or I'm gonna whatever. Because I wasn't there, so I don't know what the fuck happened. But all I know is that there's a 52-page document, and as early as January something 15th, he abused her. And something as late as March something, he abused her, whether it was physically or verbally, but he abused her a few times this year. So for her not to say anything, she must have. She had to have, obviously something compelled her to do it, to make that statement and to do a restraining order or whatever. But I honestly feel like, because I don't want to just say she's 100% innocent, but like I said, he ain't got no restraining order against her. He ain't got a 52-page document and pictures of a chipped tooth or a bruised anything or anything. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with the facts. And I think that all that shit that he was doing to her, I don't think that he expected. Like, I feel like dudes be wanting us women to be like still like in a trance for them, even though they're not together. I think that some guys can be really possessive, and if you even show a little bit that you're moving on or with somebody or doing something that they don't like, or if they don't have access to you, like even though when they were together, he had 100% access to Halle. I'm sure they were together, they were in love, they had a kid together, and I think that she's slowly being like, you're not allowed to have. She's putting up boundaries, and I don't think that he can take that. And I think a lot of men are like that. I think that especially if the men hasn't moved on, but it don't even matter if they could move on, and it's still gonna be a problem because men feel like once they made you do the ooh, or you said they love you. They said they love you, or you told them they that you love them. They feel like a part of them still owns you, and that's what I think a lot of that should be coming from. So I think that she flipped the script, in my mama's words, flipped the script on that dude and was like, yeah, thought, yeah, thought, nigga, I'm about to be over here. You finna be right here, because you're not finna be popping up, coming to my shit, doing the most, mad, sending me pictures of who the fuck is in my bed. Nah. So it's like, yeah, I think he was doing a little much, because where's her pictures? Where's the pictures of her coming to his house, taking pictures of who's in his bed, popping up at his shit unannounced? Where's the ring footage of her hitting on him? You know what I mean? So it's like, talk to me when you have evidence against her. So, but yeah, that shit's crazy, and I want to I love DDG, like I love them together. I still do. I'm happy for both of them and how they have a kid and all that. But I just think that DDG, quit acting like you ain't did nothing. Like, don't stop it. Quit acting like that. Quit acting like she owes you the fucking world, cause she don't. She don't owe you shit. She don't. Get over it. She's fucking on whoever. She may not even be. That's be the thing. She probably not even fucking on anybody, but so what if she is? It's not your pussy no more, honey. It's not. So, but yeah, that shit was crazy. That was a lot, y'all, for my key with a cocktail. I told you I had a lot I wanted to say. It was a lot that happened because I only have you guys for once a week. It'd be a lot going on during the week. 11/11, make a wish. But I think that's it for my key. Shay, am I forgetting anything? DDG, Meg, Daddy, Diddy, the Baddies. No, that's it. That's it. That's all. All right, so let's get to my favorite segments, Into the Stars. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to the final planet for the 7 planets that rule over the days of the week. So we did Sunday, which was the sun. We did Monday, which is the moon. We did Tuesday, which is Mars. Wednesday, Mercury. Thursday, Jupiter. Saturday, Saturn. And today, the final day, is Friday, ruled by Venus. So, Friday, the name Friday comes from a word called frigs. That's in Old English, the meaning means Frigg. And Frigg is a god from the Norse mythology, from the Viking mythology, from the Thor and Loki days. Um, their god, that god is Friggs, is the goddess of love and fertility. And honestly, the word Friggs comes from the verb friha or frisia, Friga, and it means to love. So just see how deep that shit just intertwines, like just intertwines. How Frigg is like a Norse goddess of love and motherhood and fertility and sex, and how actually the name Friday, which they did not change, I love it. I love it. But yeah, so that's where the word Friday comes from. So Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. One day in Venus is longer than a year on Earth. Crazy, right? Venus is feminine energy, and I regret that I didn't do this for every planet, because every planet is either feminine or masculine energy. Jupiter's masculine. I do know that. So is Mars. Mars is masculine too. I do know that. But yeah, I don't know about anybody else. But Venus is feminine energy. It's a symbol of divine love and connection to your higher self. Represents women, relationships, luxury, fertility, sex. Yeah, love. Okay, the Roman goddess Venus. So if you guys are familiar, you've been watching this podcast for the Romans, um, their god and goddesses over the days of the week, they are all named after the planets. So, yeah. So whatever planet ruled over that day, that's where the god name came from. So Venus is the Roman goddess of love, fertility, beauty, desire. She was known for having lots of affairs, being kind of a free spirit. And being promiscuous. She was the guardian of lovers and prostitutes. She is known for also having like a fluid sexuality. I put a free spirited sexuality, but fluid, meaning she allegedly liked boys and girls. Sounds like somebody you know, right? All right, so that's pretty much all for the Roman. For Greek, the Greek goddess of love, her name was Aphrodite. So I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Aphrodite. Everybody knows Aphrodite. She's too the goddess of beauty, pleasure, procreation. And also, they were saying how the Greek goddess of love, she can be vengeful and generous, but when she's rejected or challenged by her beauty, or she feels disrespected or betrayed, then she becomes super vengeful. So I'm gonna give you an example because this shit is crazy, right? So Psyche, Psyche, she was worshipped for her beauty in the Greek time, right? She was worshipped for her beauty, and Aphrodite was jealous of that because Aphrodite's literally the goddess of beauty and love and all that. So somebody else being worshipped, oh no. And there was other people that she tortured, but I'm just doing this one because I thought this one was the most interesting. But yeah, so Psyche was a bitch in that time that was worshipped for her beauty. Aphrodite didn't like that shit, so what she did was she sent a plague to that island to kill off a lot of motherfucking people. And the only way to get rid of this plague on this island is to sacrifice Psyche. Ain't that crazy? Because she was like, oh no, it's gonna be one head bitch in charge, and I'm the one. But she also, like, there was I read that there was some guy that she was fucking on, and he was fucking on somebody else, and she ain't like that, so she made the dude only love her, and like it was something else. He made her only love her and like hate everybody else, or she basically just cast a spell on him. But it was like crazy. Like she is like super jealous. That's Aphrodite. That's them. That's goddesses of love. They ain't perfect. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I read about that. The Egyptian goddess of beauty and love. Her name was Hathor, Hathor. And she's associated with love, beauty, music, and dance, which I love, which we'll get into that because of Friday. But yeah, she's music and dance. Also considered the fertility and pleasure, um, motherhood, rebirth, physical, and spiritual, particularly associated with Venus. Because if you guys have been listening, the Egyptian gods and goddesses, they don't equate like the days of the weeks with their with the planets. Like it's not, they don't do it like that. So, but this particular one did equate, like this god did go under Venus. So that's why I put that. But yeah, so it kind of strengthened their connection. So I thought that was interesting because not every, like, yeah, I think this is the only one that really took the planet into play when it came to the gods that I was looking up for the days of the week. So that was cool. But yeah, so that's what that goddess stood for in the Egyptian mythology. So Friday is symbolizes like dancing, love, music, high energy. Remember I said the Greek goddess is, so that's cool. But yeah, dancing, high energy. So they're saying on Friday is a good day to like write, if you have like any ideas or anything that comes to mind on a Friday, write it, keep it, and save it for Tuesday so you can actually take action and have it come to fruition on Tuesday. But yeah, something that you can do. Friday is also like a social, day. It's like anybody that you find yourself like you're in love, like not in love with, but you just love being around, just love having a good time with. Like Friday, if you think about it, Friday is like the day to kick it, the day to turn up with your friends, your family, whoever, your guy, your girl, whoever you're with, just anybody that you enjoy being around. So that kind of is what, that's kind of how it's connected with Venus, like in the love part of it. And how the Roman Aphrodite, she was known for being over love and dance and music and all that. So for Friday to kind of be like, if you think about a Friday, that's pretty much what you're doing on a Friday night or on a Friday, hanging around people that you love or fuck with and dancing, listening to music, just having a good time, just letting loose and enjoying yourself. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And so that's everything on Fridays and Venus and how Friday is ruled by Venus. So yeah, hopefully you guys took some information into that. But yeah, that was cool. That was interesting. So Melva, we finna get freaky, girl. We're gonna go ahead and cue the kinky question, Shay. This is already kind of open. But would you rather be dominant or submissive? Shay, would you rather be dominant or submissive? Shay, rather be submissive.
NDA.
Oh, sorry, NDA. I would rather be. My track record is dominant, but I would like to be submissive sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, I want to be submissive. Yeah, sometimes, but I'm like with a girl. No, not only when I'm with a girl though, but yeah. I do like to be dominant. I love to like see my thing is I like to like be bossy. Like I like to like do rules and stuff, and like I don't know, I just love it because it's like and then seeing you, and then if you break that rule, then you have to do another thing that I say. Like, I don't know. But I do enjoy being a little dominant in the bedroom. I love being that. Yes, very much so. I love it. I love being bossy. But I also have my moments where I don't, you can be a little aggressive. Oh my God, we're coming to almost the end. Okay, so like Nene. So, this is the part where it's time for the tale of a free spirit, and I'm gonna be telling a tale, and I'm the free spirit that's telling the tale. So this one is a particularly funny story. Okay, so this one's good. This isn't like a sex story, guys. I'm giving you guys a break from the sex stories. Just because I'm not ready to tell anymore right now. But so this happened. I was living in Texas. I was in a relationship with this guy named Michael. And okay, so we broke up. So this was probably like 20. Oh, I might can find a picture of what I had on, so you guys can get a feel of see what I had on. But so this was around Valentine's Day weekend, right? And I'll never forget. So my friend Tia, hey Tia, my friend Tia, her friend had like a lingerie party. So at Tia's mom's house. So we were over there and we were just having like a little lingerie thing. So we was dressing up, doing what girls do, cook and drinking and playing some games and some music. So that's what we were doing. So I was texting my ex at the time. Like we were broken up, but it was like, do you ever really break up with me? He does because he be doing his thing. And I do my thing too, but we were still in each other's lives. Just, yeah. So I remember we were texting and I was like, I feel cute. So I was like, I want to come meet you and take you to work. Because he literally lived across the freeway from Tia. Like he stayed in the same apartment complex as my sister. And then I stayed in Fort Worth. Literally, you can just take the service road to my house from there. And then Tia stayed across the freeway from Michael. Okay. So anyway, so I'm texting Michael and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come get you, take it to work because I want him to see me, my little lingerie, and I was hoping I'd get some pop, even though we were broken up. But whatever, I was young. So I get over there and I don't even really remember. I don't know if I told him I was outside and I wanted to see him. Like I feel like I just popped up over there. But so I'm telling Michael, no, because I went and knocked at the door. And Michael didn't answer, but I heard like some girl in there. And she was like, it sounded like she was upset. But nonetheless, there was a bitch in there. So I'm like, oh, okay. And this is back when I used to smoke weed. So I feel like I was, and I love a good opioid pill. Love a good narcotic pill. So I feel like I was probably off a bar or something because I remember just being super calm, like super calm, and I'm not like a calm person when it comes to stuff like that. So I was really really calm, and I remember going back to my car and I was texting Michael like, all right. I'm like, okay, so this is what did it. He's like, no, don't leave, and I'm like, I know you got a girl in there, like I'm about to just go, whatever, but I ain't gonna know where I want to see what she look like. And so she comes. So I didn't know. I never saw this girl before in my life. Like I don't know. Mind you, we were broken up, so I don't know. So this random girl comes running to my car because I'm like parked in front, and she comes running to my car, tears come like rolling down her face, and she's all like, "I knew it, I knew it." I'm like, "Oh, so." Mind you, I swear, y'all, like I was super calm. Super calm. I was like, I think I was really high because I was just super chill. So I was like, I would not be the other woman. I made a joke or something to her because she's like crying and just like, oh my God, I knew it. And then he hates me. And I'm like, no, girl, I'm the other woman. And she was like, no, you are not. He loves you. He never likes me. I know it. And I'm like, calm down, girl. Like, get in my car. So she ended up getting in my car. So I don't think Tia was with me. Because I think I was talking to Tia and I was like, yeah, I got this girl that was fucking around with Michael. She's hurt. Her feelings is hurt. You know, Michael's mean to her. So I'm like, I'm finna pull up. And then so we pull up to Tia's house. And then so she's like, what are we doing? She's like, okay, DJ, like, you're being weird. Like, I don't know. Are we fighting her? Are we jumping her? We beat, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, no, I think we're really gonna just smoke her out and I'm gonna drop her off. And so Tia was like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm telling you, it was the drugs, man, because that was crazy. I was really nice. So I'm ended up, I'm top. We at Tia's house and we're literally smoked her out and we're talking and I just remember being like, yeah, you probably should just leave him alone because I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere. Like that's my man, and we're broken up, but we're just broken up for right now. And you're young. Like don't be like me, girl. Be better than me. So she's all like, and I just can't believe it. And he's just so mean to me, and it was all that. I remember her just really just crying a lot, and I remember I took her home, and Tia, I don't know why, but Tia, we was in separate cars, and I don't know why we were in separate cars, but we was in separate cars, and I remember pulling up, and then Tia pulling up behind us when I was dropping a girl off, and I remember the girl's sister was like confused on like whether we were gonna beat her up or what was going on. Like she was really confused. And like she came to my car with like I felt a little bit of animosity. I was like, oh no, she's not scratched or nothing. Like I just smoked her out, caught her with my ex. Her feelings was hurt. She needed a ride home, so I took her home. But yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. And then so I was probably telling the girl that I'm not like I was probably saying like fuck Michael and just get over it, whatever, whatever. So fast forward, we're back together, right? Michael and I are back together. And I remember we was in Arlington and I don't know, I feel like she might have called him or texted him or something and I remember answering the phone and being like, yeah, I told you he wasn't shit. Like, we're back together. And I remember she like texted my phone because we exchanged numbers and everything. And I remember she texted my phone and she just was like, oh my God, like you're so fucked up and like I can't believe you're back with him. And I'm like, I told you though. Like I told you. We ain't shit. But yeah, that was the crazy. I don't know. I was just like delusional over this person. But yeah, I definitely did. I took a girl that he was having sex with and I took her with me and I smoked her out and told her that she should probably leave him alone because he ain't shit. Only like for like probably a couple weeks later for her to call his phone and for me to answer to be like, I told you he wasn't shit, girl, he's with me. Yeah, you'll understand. So before we go, I'm gonna read off this quote that of course has been resonating with me over the past week since we last spoke. It came straight from Google. Um, so it goes, we must be in a state of receiving and surrendering to what the cosmos and spiritual guides have in store for us. Yet, as humans, we tend to become impatient, which makes us less ready. It's crucial to trust in the divine timing of our manifestations, recognizing that they are tied to our soul's journey and purpose. That resonated with me because I feel like I have quite a bit going on in my life, and there's so much more that I want to do, and I just sometimes I just be feeling like I just get to overthinking, and I just worry that something bad is gonna happen, or I just worry like, what if I just make a mistake, or just just something doesn't happen that I want to happen, you know, for me. And I just have to remember, and that's why this kind of resonated with me, because I just have to remember that everything happens for a reason, and it happens at the right time. And it's so funny because I was on the phone with my sister today, and we talked for like 4 hours. And we were talking, so I remember I was telling you guys how I'm having issues with like somebody, little hiccups. So I was explaining to my sister what the issue was, and I guess I never really just told her what specific things that she did or said that bothered me, you know. So then I finally told her, and as I was like repeating it, I started to cry because it was a sensitive subject, you know, like my feelings was really, really hurt. And as I was, you know, telling her what it was, and then I was just thinking like, you know, I was upset, but at the same time I wasn't upset, because I feel like if that needed to happen when it happened, because ultimately that changed my life. Like my life was already kind of going in another route, and but I was kind of like in denial about some things. And I think that the betrayal ultimately kind of sped up um, my needing to like change and have a different scenery, because you know, I just feel like there was a good chance I probably wasn't going to be here. So I just like, I was so upset, and I'm, you know, but at the same time I was like, I'm grateful that everything happened the way it did, because I just feel like, you know, I always knew I was going to have a problem, but I guess I was just anticipating it to actually happen. And I think that when certain um, situations came about, it kind of sped up the decision that I think I was always going to make. So, and then it happened in an environment that I'm still trying to forgive myself for, you know. So I am exactly where I need to be, and I need to just keep reminding myself that I'm not missing anything, and that I am exactly where God needs me to be, and where I need to be in order to move forward and be happy and to find myself spiritually and to heal. So yeah, doesn't sound that sad when you say it out loud, but yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, so that was it, and hopefully this resonated with you, and if it didn't, hopefully it's something that you guys, that you can think about, and just know like you're not the only one that has negative thoughts, and you're not the only one that worries that you're not where you're supposed to be in life. Like no matter what, 40, 50, 30, 20, like we're all still able-bodied beings. But yeah, so life's good. And that's it. That's all, guys. I don't want to leave, but we got to go. It's late. It's late. It's almost midnight. So I love you. I live for you. And just remember, say la vie. Thanks for watching Tales of a Free Spirit. Bye.